A perfect storm. A sort of misnomer, really. It occurs when a combination of circumstances all come together at precisely the right moment to create a powerful and incredible storm. In 1991, a perfect storm hit the Northeast and inflicted Atlantic Canada with the intensity and effect of a Katrina-like hurricane coming inland. The damage totaled millions, and many lives were lost. Now, almost 20 years later, another perfect storm has come. It has hit not only Atlantic Canada, but the entire world. The United States has taken the most massive hit thus far. The number of casualties is enormous, each victim unique, because sadly, the casualties of this perfect storm are damaged, trapped, lost, and debilitated children. Today we will uncover the circumstances that have brought this storm to such a massive state. Many you know and understand well. Many you do not. You will, however, undoubtedly see how all of these circumstances have come together at just the right time, spawning the most horrific beast of a storm yet to hit humanity. This storm is called autism.
This is a whole body disorder as well, and there's other challenges to the health of the child and the potential of the child besides just the psychology and just what we see as far as, behavior and things like that. God didn't make this disease, man created it, and we've caused it, and then we're going to show you why the body of knowledge and the research that supports that. So right here, Dr. Gupta, he says this, he says, genes load the gun, environment pulls the trigger. There's external sources that pull these triggers, if you will. Does that make sense? So as the trigger gets pulled, the gene will get turned on. So it's not that there's a bad gene or a genetic cause, but there's a predisposition, and then the gene can get turned on, and that's what these medical doctors in Stockholm, Sweden, that are the lead researchers on this whole field, have proven. It's powerful, powerful stuff that can literally transform the way that we look at health in general, not just neurodevelopmental disorders. At the levels today, more than ever are we stressed emotionally, chemically, and physically. We're going to show you those stressors today that are pulling triggers in people. So what we're not doing in our program and the teaching today is saying that we're treating autism or neurodevelopmental disorders, okay? So we're going to start there. There's no treatment protocol specific to that within what we're going to understand. What there is, though, is the concept of removing these interferences to the natural, normal, God-given function of the child. And then they can be at their what's called full potential. The central nervous system. That was the first organ that was built in you, your babies, and all your children. So it was the first thing to show up. Then the cool thing that happened was all the other organ systems and structures grew off of it. So that is the source of all healing and function in the body. So as your spinal cord decays, the functional capability of the body decays as well. From every standpoint, that's the messenger. So this depletes your ability as a child or a human being to function at your potential. So then everything you encounter in that storm that we just talked about, you can't process, handle, or integrate.
You literally are what you eat. Your children, their cells, their bodies, fuel. The food is the fuel that your body uses to make your heart cells, to make your stomach. There's the 5 dangers that we're going to be talking about this morning, and we are going to start with sugar. Sugar causes inflammation to occur in the body. And inflammation is at the core. You're going to see the theme throughout the next little bit, few minutes. Inflammation is at the core of not just what we're talking about this morning, but it's at the foundation. It is the commonality between just about every disease process of the 21st century and even some way before. Sugar creates an acidic body environment. And simply what that means to you is that disease processes thrive in an acidic environment.
So is this the first time anybody is hearing that we're toxic? I mean, we know this. There's toxins absolutely everywhere. Prescription drugs, we use 4 billion prescription drugs are ingested in the US every single year. There's over 70,000 chemicals commercially that the government is allowed to have in our supplies and our food and everything. And you know what? They don't do any tests on how all of these chemicals are reacting against each other. 95% of all cancer is due to diet and the accumulation of toxins. Here's the hypothesis. You think about your body as a pond or a bucket, and anytime you come under exposures of toxins, that pond fills. When the pond becomes full, you start overflowing with toxins. You start then showing signs and symptoms that a lot of our children are showing when the pond's full. A lot of times you have no idea this is going on when the pond is filling up. A review, again, you need to find the right doctor and the right provider to help you with these things. Evaluate the spine and the neurological interference. That is where we have to start. If the brain is not communicating to the rest of the body, if it's not communicating to the gut, there's no chance that we're going to be able to detoxify as good or get them back to the potential level that they could have if there's that interference going on. And then they implement the autism eating plan, and then begin removing toxic exposures from your home.